So in our previous lessons, you've been using the cursor to place objects, but in this lesson, you're going to learn how to place objects in specific locations by entering coordinates, and that's called coordinate input. So to start with, we have an x and y coordinate, so y being up and down and x being left and right. Just like a graph sheet of paper that you might use in math class, the coordinates are x comma y, or the x, which is left and right, and then the y, which is up and down coordinate. Absolute coordinates are listed just like that. So if you have a coordinate of 1 comma 2, it is up 1 on, or sorry, it is over 1 on the x-axis and then up 2 on the y-axis. And it can be negative or positive. So remember that origin in the bottom left-hand corner of our file is 0, 0. And then going up from that is in the positive direction. Going right from that is in the positive direction for the x-axis. Going left from that is the negative direction of the x-axis. And going down is the negative direction for the y-axis. So for this lesson, make sure you turn off dynamic input at the bottom. That's just going to help us make sure that what we're trying to click on will actually work. So turn off dynamic input. And then we're going to try to draw a rectangle starting at the point 2 comma 1. And we're going to make it end at 4 comma 7. So first point is 2 comma 1, and our second point is 4 comma 7. And so you can see that we have made a rectangle that starts at a certain point and ends at a certain point. Pretty easy to do. You can also use the line tool and do something similar. If I want to start the line tool at 5 comma 5, and then I can draw and click wherever I want it to end, or I could type in a number as well. Now, let's say that we want to do, instead of absolute coordinates, which is what we just did, we want our coordinates to be based off of the last point that we clicked. You can use the @ symbol on your keyboard and type that in to kind of let the computer know that whatever you tell it is based off of the last point. So if I started a point at 1, 1, and then I wanted it to go up 2 blocks from, or up to 2 units on the y-axis, I could type in at 0 comma 2. So it's saying I'm going to go over 0 from the x-axis and then up 2 on the y-axis, and then press enter, and it will, that @ symbol tells the computer to make it relative to where we started. So we started at 1, 1, and then I used the @ symbol to tell it to go up 2 in the y direction. And you can do that with any direction, and you can change both the x and the y. So that's relative coordinates is using the @ symbol before writing in the coordinate that you want to go to. So but that's relative and absolute coordinates. Another way that you can get things, get items to go specifically where you want them to go, is by moving your cursor in a direction and then telling it how far to go in that direction. So if I start a line anywhere on this sheet of paper, and then I move my cursor in a direction and then type in 6 and press enter, it will automatically draw a line in 6 inches from where I started. Now I have ortho turned off, so it will go in the direction that I have my cursor pointed. If you had ortho turned on, obviously it's going to go straight up or straight down. Alright, so in exercise 9A, you're going to follow the PDF instructions to make a border template. Make sure that you're reading all those instructions and following them exactly as it says in the PDF. And then in exercise 9B, we're going to use that border template, and we're going to use absolute and relative coordinates to create these shapes. So we're going to stay in the object line layer, and we're going to go ahead and edit the title and the exercise number at the bottom of our newly made template. So we put your name in the left-hand corner if it's not already there. We're going to name this Geometric Forms, and then this is exercise 9B. Okay, so our starting point is going to be somewhere on the left-hand side. Doesn't really matter where, but I'm going to click kind of far over on the left-hand side. And then I'm going, from that point, I'm going to make sure I have ortho on because I want it to be horizontal. And I'm going to type in 3.6 and then press enter to get a horizontal line that goes 3.6 inches from that left point that I made. And then I'm going to go up 1.2 inches and press enter. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to continue drawing a vertical line even though it becomes a diagonal line later on. But I know the distance, so from the top of my 1.2 inch line, I'm going to draw another line going straight up that's 0.426 inches high, and then continue it 0.426 inches to the left. Now that I have those points, I can connect them to create the line that I actually want in my drawing and then delete out these lines that I don't need. Then from that last point, I can draw another line that is 1.8 inches going to the left, another line going 0.45 inches high, another line going 0.45 inches to the left, and then closing off my shape going back to that original point. You may have to have your object snap in point turned on to make sure it snaps in the right place. This next one's going to be a little bit easier because it is there are no diagonals. So I'm going to start at this first point, go 3.3 inches to the right, 2.1 inches up, 0.6 inches to the left, 0.6 inches down, 1.2 inches to the left, 0.9 inches down, 0.6 inches to the left, 0.3 inches up, 0.9 inches to the left, and then 0.9 inches to down at the beginning starting point. And now you are done. You can save this and export it. All right. Exercise 9C, you're going to have to do on your own. Make sure you're checking out the PDF and following along with all the instructions. It tells you exactly what to do and what dimensions to make the shape. Good luck.